According to Filipino folklore, one of the most recognizable creatures of Filipino legend is the werehorse, also known as the Tikbalang. With the head of a horse and the body of a man, this creature is without a doubt a being to be reckoned with. To say it's intimidating would be a gigantic understatement. With the arms and legs proportionate to its horse attributes, its head can scrape the ceiling as it stands at average around 10 to 15 feet. Said to be a malevolent spirit, it loves to play tricks on travelers, warping their sense of direction and getting them lost even further into the woods, where they will never be seen again. With that being said, one question remains. Smash or pass? Yes, today we are going to talk about one of the creatures from my lovely culture, the Tikbalang, also known as the Werehorse. Whatever you want to call it, it is a forest elemental spirit that loves being a jerk to travelers. With this video, we will be looking at this beast of legend with the furry fandom's perspective and find out whether or not if it's a smash or pass. Yes, this is a very weird video. Oh, then again, this is a very weird channel, so this is pretty much on par with the content that you might see from me. Now, depending on which artist depicts it and how much nightmares it's willing to give me, the physical look of the Tikbalang is typically portrayed as a tall, muscular creature with the head of a horse and the body of a man. But canonically, it is described as a tall but lanky, almost bony and skinny. Its arms and legs are shown to be much longer than its torso, and it is rather very menacing. But as I said, we are going to be looking at this creature with the furry fandom's perspective, so for our intents and purposes, we will be sticking with the muscular version. And you know what? If we're going off on looks alone, this could be a very easy smash. But as you know, just like the two werewolf videos that I've made in the past, I'm gonna approach this somewhat analytically and break it down into parts that are easy to swallow. The Tikbalang is a complex creature with personalities, desires, and flaws. There's a lot to talk about with this beast. His physical looks aren't quite enough for us to find our answer. We'll give it a point for now for being physically good to look at, but other than that, let's just move on. Other than its physical good looks, let's focus on what the Tikbalang does. Tikbalangs are said to scare travelers or lead them astray from the right path. They absolutely love to mess with your head if they're bored enough. They won't physically hurt you. Only in extreme cases would that happen. It relies more on its magical powers to cause you harm. So in other words, personality-wise, he's kind of an asshole. Even if you are the most innocent person on earth, he will not hesitate to fuck with your head, just for funsies. And if you're not into people who smoke, like me, then you are definitely not gonna like him. Of all the vices this creature can pick up, it picks up smoking. And I'm not talking about those tiny cigarettes that your mom smokes after I screw her. I'm talking huge-ass tobacco cigars, and the Tikbalang goes through them like it's vitamins. So whenever you're in a forest in the Philippines and you smell a very thick scent of burning tobacco, that's when you know a Tikbalang is near. So far, it's not looking good for the Tikbalang. 1 positive out of 3 points. It kinda looks like it's gonna be a pass. What's that? You still want to smash? You still want to have a go with this chain-smoking asshole? Oh well, fine, sure. There is a way to tame him, but it is not going to be easy. According to legend, there is a way for a common mortal to tame a Tikbalang. As we have discussed, these beasts are half horses, and it would make sense that they have the mane of one. This is your only shot at ever having a go at this creature, so pay attention. Tikbalangs have a thick mane of hair just like their horse counterparts. According to Philippine tradition, you can tame a Tikbalang by jumping on its back and pulling out a hair from its head. Of course, the beast won't be happy about some horny degenerate jumping on his back and pulling out several strands of his hair, so naturally, he will try his hardest to buck you off, even going so far as to using his powerful legs to jump to great heights just to get rid of you. But if against all odds, you manage to stay on long enough for the Tikbalang to calm down and tire herself out, and be able to pluck some of his hair out in the process, you now have your very own werehorse servant, which, if legends are anything to go by, is much more powerful than a werewolf. So yeah, congratulations. You now have your very own Tikbalang servant. There's only one problem with this method, however. As we discussed in our werewolf videos, not all of us are physically equipped to defend ourselves against strong mythical beings. Here's the rule of thumb. If you're not built to take on 14 werewolves, then you definitely won't be able to tame a Tikbalang. I'm just saying, professional cowboys that ride bulls and bucking broncos go through intense trainings in rodeo schools. Yes, that's a thing. To even stay on a bucking horse for even just 5 seconds. Imagine the intense G-force a horse exerts on a cowboy while it's jumping and flailing around, but times that to 100. That is what it would feel like if you're on a Tikbalang. Not many people can withstand that much force to stay on. And with that all said, having to go through all that trouble just to have a special evening with a werehorse, would you still want to smash? Do you still think it would be worth it to get flung around like a freaking ragdoll across time and space just so your degenerate horny ass could just have a little tiny taste of what it would feel like to have a night with a werehorse? Think about this. My fellow degenerates, this is where we end today's rant. Took me a bit of time to get this out, but it's finally here. If you're hearing this right now, it means you're at the end of this video. Congratulations. Now, I ask you, would you be brave enough to spend the night with a werehorse? Tell me in the comments below. And what you should also comment below is what topic should I talk about next, because it does get harder and harder to find topics to rant about. So if you have any ideas, please don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below also. This has been your fellow Degenerate Cook Boss 88, and I'll be seeing you guys again in the next video. Stay foxy, much love.